Yo, what's poppin', fam? Imagine this. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, you're passed out cold dreaming about smoking steel plates or demolishing a triple-stack bacon cheeseburger with extra everything. Then out of nowhere, CREK, some creepy-ass noise downstairs rips you out of sleep like a fire alarm. Your heart's doing 180 BPM, adrenaline's flooding the system. And in that moment, you realize there's zero time to be spinning dials on a safe or stuffing shells into a pump shotgun. You need something grab and go, stupid light, brain dead reliable, and ready to throw down instantly. That, my friends, is exactly why a good 9mm pistol caliber carbine is the undisputed champion of home defense in 2025. These bad boys are the multi-tool of the firearm universe. Insanely versatile, built like tanks, perfect for guarding the castle, absolutely sending at the range, or just tossing in the back seat for a weekend adventure, without forcing you to take out a second mortgage. So raid the fridge, get comfy in that chair, and let's break down the absolute best budget-friendly 9mm carbines that legitimately slap harder than the beat drop. Real-world performance, new shooter approved, prices that won't make you cry. By the time we're done, you'll know exactly which one earns permanent residency next to your bed. Smash that like button like you mean it, slam subscribe, drop your pick down in the comments, and let's get it. Starting off with a straight banger, say hello to the Chiop M1-9. Dude, this thing is pure nostalgia heroin in the best way possible. If you've ever dreamed of rocking that iconic World War II M1 carbine vibe, but chambered in everyone's favorite 9mm Parabellum, this is the one screaming your name from the gun shop shelf. It's packing a 19-inch barrel while somehow only weighing a ridiculous 5.8 pounds, meaning you can swing this thing through hallways and around corners like it's a feather when you're clearing the house at 0 dark 30. Super basic blowback operation keeps everything dummy simple. So even if you're brand new to the game, cleaning and maintenance feels like child's play. It feeds off Beretta 92 series magazines. 10 rounds come standard, but you can rock those 30-round extended mags all day long for ultimate freedom. Real-world street price floats between $480 and $650, depending where you shop, and for that kind of money, you're walking away with a certified classic. It owns tight spaces for home defense, still stacks nice little groups at 50 yards when you're having fun at the range, and because it devours cheap 9mm ammo like it's free candy, you can train until your hands fall off without filing for bankruptcy. Couple tiny complaints. There's no last round bolt hold open, so those high-stress tactical reloads aren't quite lightning fast, and precision does drop off a bit once you push past 50 yards. But if you're chasing that old-school cool factor, featherlight maneuverability, and a price tag that leaves you grinning ear to ear, the Chiop M1-9 is an automatic win. It's basically your grandpa's rusty but immortal Ford pickup. Zero flash. All function. Always starts on the first try. Rolling in next with serious heat, we've got the Thurian Defense 9mm carbine, a way more modern-looking monster, sporting a clean 16.5-inch barrel and a still super controllable 6.5 pounds overall. Price tag sits between $640 and $710, so yeah, it's pushing the top edge of what we're calling budget, but trust me, this thing justifies every single dollar. Straight blowback design makes felt recoil pretty much disappear, letting you rip doubles faster than Keanu in a phone booth. The absolute game changer? It eats the king of all magazines, Glock happy sticks, cheap as dirt, available literally everywhere, and you can run those 33-rounders when you're feeling extra saucy. Comes factory with a fully adjustable M4 style stock that fits everybody from tiny to absolute giant. Plus, it's got a built-in muzzle brake that kills flash and keeps the muzzle flatter than Kansas during those therapeutic mag dump sessions. Crazy accurate inside 75 yards, making it a beast for both defending the homestead and absolutely torching paper at the range. Downsides are honestly small potatoes. The factory iron sights are just decent, so you might want to throw some better ones on if you're chasing sub-MOA dreams, and the collapsible stock can loosen up a hair after a few thousand rounds of abuse. But if you want a carbine that feels borderline premium, runs smoother than butter, and still keeps the price in the real-world zone, the Thurian Defense is a Grand Slam home run for anyone chasing modern vibes on a normal person budget. Now let's show some love to the undisputed ruler of the bargain basement, the Hi-Point 995 TS. When your bank account is straight up yelling for help, this absolute tank steps up to the plate with street prices chilling between $330 and $472. Yeah, it's ugly as homemade sin, but never judge a book by its cover because this thing is tougher than boot leather steak. Rocking a 16.5-inch barrel and only 6.25 pounds, it's compact enough to maneuver through rooms at 3 a.m. without hanging up on every door jamb in existence. Blowback system so basic a caveman could troubleshoot it, and taking it apart for cleaning is legitimately easier than putting together Swedish furniture after 3 beers. Comes with 10 round magazines from the factory, but the aftermarket gives you 15s, 20s, even 50 round drums when you want to go full send. At 50 yards, this thing will park every single round in the A-zone all day long. Perfect for home defense or just plinking with the crew. It'll happily digest the cheapest, dirtiest steel case junk you can buy and never hiccup. Plus, the legend of indestructibility is real. People have literally run these over with pickup trucks, and they still cycle like champs. Only real gripes are the grip gets a little slippery once your palms turn into waterfalls on long-range days, and those factory 10-rounders feel restrictive until you upgrade. But when you look at pure value, dollar for dollar, if you need a carbine that straight up refuses to quit and leave you money for truckloads of ammo, the Hi-Point 995 TS is unbeatable. It's the dollar menu double cheeseburger of firearms. Not fancy, but always hot, always ready, and never lets you down. Next on deck, we've got the Extar EP9, and good lord, if you want something that feels lighter than most AR uppers by themselves, this is the one. Insane street price of just $449 makes it one of the wildest bang-for-buck deals on planet Earth right now. You get a 16-inch barrel, but the whole package only hits the scale at 5.2 pounds. So light it basically floats when you shoulder it. Runs on an ultra-simple blowback system that turns recoil into a friendly pat on the back, letting you mag dump and still ring steel like it's easy mode. Takes Glock magazines, so those 33-round happy sticks are fair game all day, every day. Perfect for throwing in a backpack, grabbing when you hear that mystery bump in the night, or just clowning around at the range without your shoulder filing a complaint later. Keeps groups nice and tight inside 75 yards, and that insane low weight means you can stay on target for days without your arms turning to noodles. Couple small downsides. The all-polymer build can feel a little toyish if you grew up on aluminum and steel, and after a few hundred rounds in one go, it can get slightly snappy. But at this price point, bro, just buy one for you and one for your homie. The Extar EP9 is peak stupid fun that somehow still delivers when things get real. Keeping the good times flowing, let's talk about the Smith & Wesson 9mm FPC. The folding carbine that'll make you ask why every company hasn't copied this homework already. Sitting pretty between $500 and $630 depending on the deal you catch, it's got a 16.25-inch barrel, yet somehow only weighs 5.03 pounds. The real wizardry is that it folds completely in half down to a hilarious 16.4 inches overall. Perfect for sliding under the seat of your truck, stuffing in a backpack, or stashing in the smallest apartment safe known to man. Blowback operation keeps everything silky smooth, ships with 23-round MNP magazines. And get this, there's actual storage inside the grip for 2 extra mags because S&W finally gets it. Super easy to control, scary reliable at 50 yards, and the ergonomics are so on point you'll forget it even folds. Whether you're slicing the pie in your hallway or posted up at the shooting bench, this thing just clicks. Only minor complaints. It comes naked with no sights or optic, so plan another $50 to $150 for glass or irons, and the very first time you deploy it under pressure, you might bobble half a second until the muscle memory kicks in. But if you want maximum firepower in the smallest possible package, the9mm FPC is a certified no-brainer purchase. And speaking of folding royalty, everybody give it up for the Kel-Tec Sub-2000 Gen 2, the original fits in a laptop bag legend that started it all. Priced from $424 to $511, this ultra-lightweight beast rocks a 16.1-inch barrel, but only weighs 4 pounds. Yeah, You heard that right, 4 pounds. Fold it in half, and it shrinks down to just 16.25 inches, small enough to vanish inside a grocery bag or glove box, and nobody will ever suspect a thing. Takes Glock magazines, 15-rounders sit flush, but 33s work if you're feeling rowdy. Shoots honest 3-4-inch groups at 50 yards all day long, and the blowback setup keeps recoil softer than a lot of full-size 9mm pistols. New shooters fall in love instantly. Seasoned vets still keep one around, and it's the ultimate grab-and-go travel companion. Downsides are small, but worth mentioning. No last-round bolt hold open, so speed reloads need a tiny bit more thinking, and the grip can get slick once your hands are sweating. Easy fix with skateboard tape or a slip-on sleeve. But if disappearing size and insane portability are your top priorities, the Sub-2000 is still sitting on the throne laughing at the competition. Moving up the ladder, we've got the Ruger PC Carbine Gen 3, the one that walks in a room and says, yeah, I want all the features and I want them now. Street price is hovering $779 to $999, so it's the priciest thing we're still sneaking into the budget category, but holy hell does it deliver. You get a 16.12-inch barrel, 7 pounds of solid American chunk that eats recoil for breakfast, and a blowback system smoother than a brand new jar of peanut butter. Ships with 17-round SR9 mags. But for $30 you slap in the Glock-mag adapter, and suddenly you're swimming in 33-round happy sticks. Takedown barrel for easy cleaning, fully adjustable stock, threaded muzzle ready for your favorite can, and accuracy that'll have you ringing 100-yard steel like it's personal. This thing lives happily on the nightstand, or spends all day at the range, turning your paycheck into brass piles. Only real trade-offs. That 7-pound heft can feel a little boat-like when you're flowing through tight hallways fast, and the factory mag release is stiff for the first few hundred rounds. But if you want a carbine built like it's going to be passed down to your great-grandkids and shoots like it cheated on X, stretching the budget for the Ruger PC is 100% justified. And for the ballers ready to spoil themselves rotten, feast your eyes on the B&T APC9 Pro. This is straight luxury league. We're talking $1,300 to $1,600 territory, but good lord, this thing is from another planet. Ultra-short 6.88-inch barrel, yet still 6.7 pounds of pure Swiss wizardry that feels like it was machined out of unicorn tears. Blowback so refined it runs like a high-end sewing machine. Takes B&T factory mags, Glock mags, or even SIG P320 mags, so 30-rounders are basically the default setting. This is the carbine you reach for when excuses are off the table. Insanely accurate, built to actual military spec, and so reliable everything else in the safe instantly feels like a Nerf blaster. It's the ultimate I'm done playing games choice for serious home defense, or just flexing on the peasants at the range. Obvious downside, that price tag will straight up slap your wallet into next week. If you've got the cash and want the absolute pinnacle of what a 9mm carbine can be in 2025, the APC9 Pro is worth every penny. But for most of us, it's still firmly in the one day when I win the lottery category. Keeping the momentum going, let's hit the just right carbines 9mm. The laid-back AR-15 cousin that doesn't require you to refinance the house. Sitting pretty at $599 to $699, it rocks a 16.25-inch barrel, a very wieldy 6.5 pounds, and feels completely natural whether you're clearing rooms or hosing steel with the boys. Straight blowback keeps recoil softer than a pillow fight, so you can double tap all day and still look like a YouTube pro. Feeds from classic Colt SMG style 30-round stick mags, same pattern a ton of older guns use, so mags are dirt cheap and literally everywhere. If you've ever run any AR, the manual of arms is instant muscle memory. Same controls, same everything, cleaning is a breeze. It'll stack rounds in the chest at 50 yards without breaking a sweat. One tiny knock, like most budget AR platform guns, it hates being stored in a humid swamp. So just keep it lightly oiled and you're golden. If you want full AR vibes and familiarity without the AR tax, the Just Right carbine is a certified sleeper that punches way above its weight. Next up is the Palmetto State Armory PA9, because PSA stays doing what PSA does best, delivering stupid amounts of gun for stupid low money, $500 to $650 all day, every day. 16-inch barrel, featherweight, 5.5 pounds, drink straight from Glock mags up to 33 rounds when you're feeling chaotic. Full AR controls, blowback recoil, so low it's almost boring, and it shoots way tighter than anything in this price range has any right to. 4-inch groups at 50 yards with the cheapest blaster ammo is normal. Perfect nightstand or truck gun for anyone already living that AR life. It's not a precision 100-yard sniper by any stretch, so if you're trying to snipe dimes at distance, keep scrolling, but inside real-world defensive ranges, this thing is an absolute robbery. Bang for the buck, crown goes right here. If your wallet is surviving on instant noodles and hope, meet the Anderson Manufacturing AM9, usually hanging out between $350 and $420. 16-inch barrel, still only 5.5 pounds, Glock-mag compatible with 17-rounder standard, and it just flat out runs. Yeah, recoil is a hair snappier because it's so light, and the fit and finish scream budget, but goes bang every single time and keeps everything on a bad guy silhouette at home defense distances. Accuracy drops off past 50 to 75 yards, and it's not winning any beauty contests. But if you need a tool that works and leaves you enough cash to buy literal crates of ammo, the Anderson delivers zero apologies. Sliding into the treat yourself without going broke slot, we have the CZ Scorpion EVO 3S1 Carbine, $800 to $1,000 depending on sales. 16.2-inch barrel, 6.3 pounds, wearing that iconic Scorpion aesthetic that just looks born ready. Blowback keeps it soft shooting, but it's legitimately one of the most accurate guns on this entire list, easily stretching way past 50 yards. Comes with 20-round see-through mags, or add a Glock adapter if that's your flavor, and the build quality is multiple levels above most budget options. This thing feels like it'll still be running long after we're all gone. Price is the only real sting, but if you can push the budget a little, the Scorpion is the one you'll brag about for decades. Gotta give flowers to the Beretta CX 4 while we're here. Still one of the cleanest, sexiest carbines you can snag for $600 to $750. 16.6-inch barrel, 5.75 pounds, about 31.5 inches overall, super nimble in tight hallways. Devours Beretta 92 or PX 4 mags 15 to 30 rounds. So if you already carry a Beretta pistol, you're sharing mags like a champ. True ambidextrous controls. Recoil softer than a cloud, and accuracy at 50 yards that'll surprise you. Giant top rail ready for any optic your heart desires. Factory trigger is a chunky 11 pounds. A quick $180 trigger kit fixes that forever, and some say it feels a touch bulky after a few hundred rounds. But for reliability, ergos, and that gorgeous Italian design, the CX4 remains a home defense classic. And that's the whole damn roster. 14 straight-up fire 9mm carbines that won't sentence you to a diet of ramen for the next year. Every single one brings its own flavor to the table. My personal nightstand king is still the Beretta CX 4 Storm. Perfect balance of lightweight, true ambi everything, and reliability that's basically immortal. True broke Bill Eye legends? Kel-Tec Sub-2000 or High Point 995 TS. You literally cannot destroy these things. So hit the comments right now. Which one are you copping today? Drop your choice. Ask me anything, roast a list, whatever, let's talk guns. If this absolute unit of a guide helped you out, obliterate that like button, smash subscribe, turn on notifications, you know the deal. Appreciate every single one of y'all for hanging out. Catch you in the next one. Stay strapped, keep training, peace out.